What's going on, everyone? Welcome to QVO Games. My name is Juan. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. This video is going to be about the games coming to retail the week of April 2nd. We have a great lineup of games, and I say we always have a great lineup of games only because we always do. We've had some pretty good games and a lot of great games coming out, and I'm excited to see them on tabletop. And I'm excited to see people, even content creators or people just post pictures about them and talk about these games only because I am really excited, and I'm excited to see what you think about these games. So, just real quick before we continue the video, if you do pick up one of these games, let me know in the comments. I want to know, like, if you, the moment you pick them up, come back to the video. If you have time, of course, come back and let me know what you thought, or email me, Instagram, something. Just let me know what you think. I love talking about games. I love hearing that you picked up a game and what your opinion is and what you liked about it. I love hearing that as well, which is why I'm probably in this space to begin with, and why I'm always on YouTube looking up other content creators' reviews or coverage and stuff, just because I love hearing other people's opinions. Let's get this video going. Please keep in mind, I am covering the games coming to retail in the US. Therefore, these games may have already been released in other regions of the world. If that is the case, you may be seeing content, or you may have a copy because you went to a convention. They had early pre-release copies. That does happen sometimes. Last thing to keep in mind is that we do still have a global shipping crisis going on. Therefore, some of these games may be delayed. If they are delayed or pushed back, I will make sure to update you about the delay and the new release date in that respective video. Let's get these games showcased. First things first, this is going to be a special announcement. It's going to be Age of Heroes by WizKids. It's going to be a Marvel game, Marvel Age of Heroes. I am super excited about this one. This actually came out last week. Keep that in mind. I'm sorry. It came out sometime mid last week, and I'm presenting it to you now only because I want you to be aware and know that this came out. I saw this game, and I could have picked up a copy of Dice Tower West. Unfortunately, it just kind of slipped past me of like how busy I was running around everywhere and playing some games, that this was a game that I'm interested in. If you like Lords of Waterdeep, the same designer, co-designer who worked on Lords of Waterdeep actually worked on this as well. I'm trying to find some pictures here, and this is basically a worker placement game with Marvel superheroes, right? I am a big fan of these comic book stuff, so that's why I get really excited. You may not be, but this is also a worker placement game with X-Men and such, and you're going to be recruiting the X-Men, training them up by going and collecting different resources. You're resource managing and worker placement with these X-Men and heroes. You're trying to develop them and make them stronger, and you get points by doing so and such, by going on dangerous missions and completing them. That, for me, I love, like I said, I love comic books, I love Marvel, so this is going to be a really exciting one for me. It's like, and I haven't played Lords of Waterdeep, but I've heard a lot of great things. Do not take this out of context, but it's going to be like I think they call Lords of Waterdeep like the grandfather of like worker placement games. So I'm kind of excited to pick this one up and try it out myself. They didn't really have many pictures on it, but from my understanding, from me seeing on the table at Dice Tower West, they had a bunch of standees, and it's a big, massive board, and there's player boards, and each player board has like a set of or duo of X-Men on it, and you're working with them to double them up and go through and embark on your dangerous missions to complete those and get points. Really cool stuff. I am excited for this one. This is going to be Marvel Age of Heroes by WizKids, and it should already be out. You should be able to pick it up at your local store or online. Next one we're going to be doing, coming out April 4th, is going to be G.I. Joe Mission Critical Chaos Break Expansion. So, this game is based on the Guardian system, right? This is going to be an expansion, by the way. You need the base game still to play. And it's going to be based on this Guardian system that you can play with like Renegade games, like Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. You can actually intermatch and change both games into one system and play as like the G.I. Joe against the Power Rangers, or play with the Power Rangers against the G.I. Joe villains and such. Interesting stuff that they're doing. I am not a big fan of G.I. Joe. However, if you are, the miniatures in this are crazy. Like, they're awesome. They look really good. Only reason why I know, like I said, the same quality and same mold they use with the Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid system, or sorry, miniatures, and those are phenomenal. I am, like I said, a big Power Rangers guy. I love Power Rangers, so I love the game as well. And this game plays really similar. You're going to have a circle in the middle, and you have a command center, and there's different locations, and your whole goal, typical like pandemic fashion, do not allow things to get out of control, or crisis, right? So if one place only can hold up to 6 minions or villains, and it goes over 6 by pulling a card that says put a certain amount on this location, it bleeds over to the next location. And if that location has max, it crisis and goes to the next location. And then from that, if you get three total crises, it's game over. You lost the game. Like I said, kind of like pandemic, you're managing different locations, trying to contain whatever is going on. Similar fashion in this as well. It's just going to be more simple in the combat system with cards and such. It's interesting. I really enjoy it. It's a game I can easily, specifically the Power Rangers one, but they play very similar. Like I said, they're the same exact game basically with the reskin. So it's really good game to bring out, and it also looks really cool on the table if you love this IP. That's going to be G.I. Joe Mission Critical, and this expansion just brings you some new promo cards, some new vehicles to use, new villains, and new characters to use in the game. That's really it. This is going to be coming out April 4th by Renegade Games, G.I. Joe Mission Critical Chaos Brick Expansion. Coming up next by Arcane Wonders is going to be Furnace Interbellum. This is going to be an expansion for Furnace. The Furnace game I truly love and enjoy. I love Furnace so much, and this expansion is one that I really want to pick up only because I want more to my game already. Like, I've played it so many times. It's not like I'm bored. I think every time it's just so much fun to play. It's going to be a game where you build up an engine. It's like a Euro engine building game. You're going to building up your engine, and you're going to be working that in a way of trying to set it up in a way where you can collect more resources and use your resources to build more and to construct more buildings and add more to your little engine that you have going on. This is going to add a 5th player expansion, some new capitalists, so new players to play as well as some new cards and new goals to do. So if you are interested, I actually want to show you these pictures here. Yeah, it's honestly really simple. The game itself to teach is really simple. It has a little bit of complexity, too much for me to say like I would use this game to introduce someone to like engine building. I don't think it's a game for that. I think someone has to be a little bit aware about that. You can definitely teach it to anybody, but you definitely have to be a little more of a gamer and aware of what engine building is before you can just jump into this. This is, like I said, this is going to be an expansion. Keep that in mind. But I'm talking about the base game because why were you going to buy the expansion without the base game? If you do, then hats to you, I guess. I mean, you're probably pre-buying it or you just love having it because of like the artwork. I have no clue. Let's keep going. So I want to show you a couple more things down here. This is going to be just some of the components. I love this artwork. I don't know why. This just looks really, I don't know. He looks very suave. I like that. This is going to be one of the new cards and capitalist cards. Well, these are the new cards for like events and such that go on. And this is going to include, like I said, new tokens, a 5th player expansion, new modules to kind of add a little more variety to your game. Really cool stuff. I love Furnace, and I am definitely going to be picking this up just because I want more to my Furnace experience. This is going to be by Arcane Wonders, coming out on April 5th. Coming up next is going to be Zombicide Rio Z Janiero, coming out on April 7th by Command. So, Zombicide is everywhere. It's basically a game where you go in scenario-based, or sometimes I think they have a campaign going on, and you go in with your characters, whoever it is you're playing as, and you're going up against the zombie hordes. You go through different locations. All the games, in my understanding and opinion, they all play very similarly. You go into the game with you have a start location, an end location, you have a goal to complete, and you go in, there's like hordes of zombies, and you step into spaces, and you roll dice trying to kill these zombies. They use this similar system, I think. They definitely do. Use a similar system in, like, it's in my head, Massive Darkness, and you just roll dice, and you go in, you can collect items, collect like shotguns, you get loot. I think the game's actually really exciting. The issue with me is that there are so many of these games, and, so many Zombicide games. I just need one, and the one that I decided to go with, I think you can see it behind me. I'm not too sure, actually. It's Marvel Zombies, right? Marvel Zombies is the one I decided to go with. So if you are like a aficionado, right, you love Zombicide and you want to have it all, I mean, add this one to your list. This is going to be played in the streets of Brazil, and you're going in as different characters. They have some pretty cool miniatures. I will have to admit, I like these. I'm assuming these are the heroes that you play. Not the heroes. I mean, the playable characters you play as. And this is an example of some of the zombies. Very cool stuff. I mean, if you even run like an RPG of zombies, stuff like that, these miniatures alone are so cool. I really like how they look. They have some really great variety to them. Let's see if I can zoom in on that picture. Well, just the detail alone. And I will say, typically, I think they look just like the way they're rendered here in this picture here. They definitely do. And look how cool and sick that guy looks. That's really interesting. So, this game alone is just going to be like it's Zombicide. You're going to be going into the Rio de Janeiro. You're going to go into Brazil. It's just a Brazil to play. And you're going to have some new scenarios, some new campaigns to do, along with actually all their other line of Zombicide games. Keep in mind, though, this is an expansion for Zombicide 2nd Edition. So if you don't have Zombicide 2nd Edition, don't pick this one up. Pick up that first and then get this. This is going to be Rio de Janeiro, Zombicide Rio Z Janiero, coming out on April 7th. All right. Last one in our lineup for today is going to be Setup, coming out April 7th as well. Setup by, I am going to say this wrong, Bezer Wizard Studios, I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. And it is a interesting game. I was watching this really good video to learn about it and tell you about it. If you have time to ever come back to the website and just check out this video, it's really well done. And it teaches you how to play and such and explains the whole game for you. And like I said, entertaining video, they did a really great job. In this game, and let me go down here, you're each going to have tile cards, right? They call them tile cards or card tiles, one or the other. I'm probably misputting those words in the right order here. You're going to have card tiles, and your whole goal is to make matches, right? Well, not matches, I'm sorry. Your whole goal is to make... Ooh, I forgot the word they use. Your whole goal is to score points, basically, and get around this board. And how you're going to do that is by matching up different tiles here, card tiles, on the board here. For example, let me see if they have one here. I mean, I guess it's a small one. For example, 5-5-5, that would be a match, and it would get you a certain amount of points, and you would move your pawn over X amount of points. And these lines here indicate where is the finish line for a specific amount of players. For example, you start up at the very beginning, and this is going to be for the 4-player finish line, 3-player finish line, 2-player finish line, and you have all your cards here, and it's going to be like a hand section, like a common hand. So if you don't have what you want here, you can use the common hand here. And if you have less than 4 players, I believe this is also a common hand here as well, at the very, very top here. Interesting game. It almost reminds me of like Garinto mixed with like dominoes a little bit. This depends on the kind of dominoes as well. And the game itself, I think it looks fun. It looks very simple, easy to bring out, a little bit of strategy. Garinto I actually have here somewhere, and I enjoy Garinto a lot, and this kind of reminds me of it. Not to say they're exactly the same, it's just this looks easier to teach and bring out. Garinto does have a little bit of learning curve only because of the symbols and knowing what does what and what element does which. And this actually looks a little more simple. You make matches, either 5 of a kind or 4 of a kind or whatever, all the from the suits, and then you're also making ordered in pairs. So like 2, 3, I don't see a 4 in here. 2, 3 would be the one here. Or even actually 5, 5, 5, 6. No, I don't really see a good setup here, a good match. So it's going to be, and there's lines that all connect this way as well. They all connect from left to right, up and down, not across from over here this way. However, the game is interesting. The game is cool. I am actually really interested in this game only because I really enjoyed Garinto, and I think this reminds me of it with a more approachable theme, 1, and 2, it actually looks fairly interesting. I like the way it plays and the strategy it's providing. So this is going to be set up by Bezer Wizard Studios, coming out on April 7th. And that is it. We are at the end of the video. That is the lineup of games coming out. I am pumped. I really like the fact that we have all these games. I'm excited for the expansion for Furnace. I'm excited for the Age of Heroes setup, new Zombicide for you Zombicide fans. It's going to be an exciting week. I am really pumped. And next week we have I have a crazy announcement out for not announcement, but I think there's a game coming out next week, and I'm going to confirm with the company first before I put it up there. But I am excited for next week's video as well. Thank you for watching the video. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate that so much. If you don't mind commenting, liking, and subscribing, that would be really helpful. Let us know in the comments if we're doing a good job. If you like the video, that lets me know that this video series is a good one and we can continue it. And I think we are going to continue it just because it seems like it's doing really well and some people really find it informative. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it, and have a good one.